Hello YouTube and welcome back. This is Nico and you're watching Determinator Gaming. Today we're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance and the topic at hand are the top 5 most useful main level skills. I was going to say stats, but it's skills really. This guide is my opinion, but based on pretty sound reasoning, of the top 5 most useful skills that can be found under the main level skill tree in the character tab. I picked these skills for a lot of reasons, and I'll go through each one, but I think this is a good guide for which ones to aim for first. So, without any more stalling, let's just jump right into that. Alright, so starting us off at number 5, we have the Scout skills. Or, so Scout 1, 2, and 3, all 3 of them together. The Scout skills increase the sight distance of fast travel, so you notice events on the way sooner, and your chances of evading are also increased by 10%. That's for the first one, and it goes up with each of the preceding ones. This skill is great because it alerts you to events earlier when fast traveling. That way you can easily avoid any unwanted conflict. And I know that when I'm fast traveling, it's usually because I want to get somewhere quick without having to, navigate the land. I don't want to have to stop and fight someone on the way, so these skills come in really handy for me. Next up, at number 4, we have the first aid skills, and again, like the Scout ones, this is going to be all 3 of them. The first of these 3 is essential to survival, as it unlocks the ability to use bandages in the first place. From there on out, the bandages are simply made more and more effective, with the second one being 25% and the third one being 50%. And then with those, you also unlock several speech unlocks and quest options. Like this one says, you can also apply your healing skill in dialogues throughout the game. So this can make you, not only does this help you heal yourself after combat, but you can also heal other people, or it gives you options to persuade people by using a medical explanation, or to, in certain quests, instead of having to get a doctor, you can help them yourselves. So this is just a great skill to have for a lot of reasons. Next up, at number 3, we have Ascetic. For this one, you'll last 30% longer without food, but as soon as you get hungry, the effects will be 20% worse. This skill, like many in this game, is kind of a double-edged sword, but I find that the tangible benefits, that being the lasting 30% longer without food, seriously outweigh the consequences, the effects being 20% worse. The reason I believe this is because you don't start feeling those effects until you get really hungry anyway, so as long as it's taking 30% longer, you should be able to have enough time to eat, and if you don't have any food, that should still give you enough time to get to a town and eat out of a pot somewhere. So, personally, once I got this skill, I never feel hungry. I always notice, like you can see my nourishment right now is at 66, but I can always catch it before it gets down too low. So I think this is a great one to grab early on in the game, and since the minimum level for it is only 2, it should be one of the first ones you can get. Next up, we have, at number 2, the skill Insomniac. This one increases the time you can do without sleep. Your energy level falls 1/4 more slowly. Now this one is really just all around a good skill to have. There's no downside to it. The minimum level for it is 4, so you can get it pretty early on. This skill is, in my opinion, another no-brainer. One of the most annoying things in this game, especially early on, is how quickly you get tired. This skill slows that process down significantly, meaning you'll be able to spend more time on the road or doing quests, and less time in bed, trying to make up for all that time that you spent questing and on the road. Finally, at number 1, we have Contemplative. And for this skill, it says, as long as you remain still, your tiredness and hunger will stay at the same level. This skill may seem like an odd choice for number 1, but for anyone who spends as much time waiting as I do, this skill is very useful. No more will I have to stop and eat every time I want to stand in the exact same place for a day or 2. This skill helps you seriously save on resources and not have to sleep as often. So like many on this list, it just makes the process of adventuring and getting things done a lot easier and makes you have to spend less time doing boring things like sleeping. Well, that just about does it for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, why don't you leave me a like? And if you like this type of content, I wish you would go ahead and subscribe, and go ahead and click that bell icon so you can stay up to date on all my releases as they come out. If you have any suggestions, or you think my list was stupid, or you would have made it differently, why don't you let me know down in the comments so I can see what you have to say and maybe learn the error of my ways. But in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.